Android.
Now at 10, firefighters in Neosho, Missouri will be a bit safer thanks to a grant. Plus, we have advice for holiday travel with a loved one with Alzheimer's. And we check in with some holiday travelers passing through the 4 states.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Travelers all across the 4 states and the nation will soon hit the road for the biggest travel day of the year. This is KOAM News at 10. I'm Dow Quick. Chief Meteorologist Doug Hetty joins us with a first look at what the weather for travel day will look like.
Yeah, of course. Wednesday is a big travel day. Everybody trying to head all over the Central Plains, trying to get to family. And of course, we have some changing weather moving in. Today was right about where we should be for this time of the year. So really no complaints. And if we go outside right now, it looks okay. We have partly cloudy skies, temperatures sitting into the mid 40s. Now, it's not going to be as cold tonight as what we have seen over the past couple nights, but it's still going to be chilly. We're going to dip down into the upper 30s. So let's start Wednesday morning. If you are hitting the road, we're watching some showers central and western Kansas that push east. So by the noon hour, traveling north of Joplin toward Kansas City or central Missouri, you are going to run into wet roads, even a little bit of snow mixing in out toward Manhattan. North of I-44 into the showers by tomorrow afternoon, then all this will start to push east by the time we head into Thanksgiving morning. So some areas are going to be wet during the daytime hours tomorrow. We're going to talk more about that and look into the holiday weekend in just a bit.
Thanks, Doug. Millions of people are already hitting the highways for the Thanksgiving holiday, including tens of thousands traveling to or through the 4-state area. We hit the streets to catch up with some of those travelers to find out exactly why they're passing through.
It's been nice so far. It's been very picturesque.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. Yeah, it's been nice. We've never been here.
We're visiting my mom's side of the family, and her family too as well.
It's cold, but it's okay.
A lot of travelers tell us they also enjoy the low gas prices. Missouri currently has some of the lowest gas prices in the nation. In fact, you're going to find all 4 states in our area have gas prices below the national average. Oklahoma has the lowest at $2.51. Arkansas is next at $2.65. Kansas and Missouri round out our area at $2.70 and $2.71. In some area counties, the prices are even lower. Holiday travel can be especially challenging for people caring for loved ones with Alzheimer's disease. Experts say when you're in a crowded or unfamiliar place, it's important to keep an eye on your family member. They could wander off or have difficulty retracing their steps. Another suggestion, try to maintain a familiar routine. Keeping things like meals or bedtimes consistent can be helpful. And think through the trip ahead of time so you're ready if challenges arise.
Have a plan for things, in your mind. What am I going to do if blank happens? Like say you take a road trip instead of an airplane. Well, let's say you get from here to Tuscaloosa, and then they say, I'm not getting in the car, I'm going to walk home. What do we do then? Well, there's all sorts of options. You need to think that through in your head.
Another suggestion, take proactive steps to document your memories. Keep a vacation journal, a blog, or take a lot of pictures. Dementia care specialists say you'll treasure those memories as the disease progresses in your loved one. As winter approaches and the temperatures drop, police in Southwest Missouri want to remind drivers to be proactive in preventing car thefts. While Missouri doesn't have any state laws preventing you from leaving your car running while unattended, some cities do. Springfield City Ordinance, for example, says you can't leave a car unlocked and running while you warm it. Instead, the police suggest letting your car idle briefly while driving the car, that'll help to keep it warm and warm it up faster.
If you're warming up your vehicle and you don't have a way to take the keys with you, it is at risk of being stolen. It only takes 5 seconds for someone to slip into your vehicle and drive off.
You can also invest in anti-theft and tracking devices like built-in alarms or hidden tracking systems, and park in secure garages or well-lit areas at night when possible. Neosho, Missouri firefighters could be better protected thanks to a $10,000 grant. The Newton County Public Safety Grant is to buy an extractor washer and dryer for removing hazardous contaminants from gear. This will help protect the firefighters from exposure to toxins that can lead to cancer.
Our gear's clean without coming into contact, it gives us extra confidence that when we come in and do our job every day, every shift, that our stuff is clean, that we're not cross-contaminating.
According to the National Institute for Occupational Safety and Health, firefighters have a 9% higher risk of developing cancer than the general U.S. population. You're about to see an amazing video of what's the definition of a last-second rescue. Now, earlier this month, Oklahoma City Police responded to a call about a man sleeping on a bridge. You can see here on the officer's body cam, the man started to roll off the bridge. The officer grabbed the man by his hoodie and then arm as he started to fall. A jogger who was running by stepped in to help. The pair managed to pull that man to safety. After a medical team checked him out and determined he wasn't hurt, the officer gave the man a ride back to his family. After more than a year of fighting, officials in Israel agreed to a ceasefire with Hezbollah. That story's coming up. And a Missouri judge rules on a new law concerning gender-affirming care for minors. Israel has approved a United States brokered ceasefire agreement with Lebanon's Hezbollah. The agreement, set to take effect at 4 a.m. local time there tomorrow, is intended to end more than a year of fighting between Hezbollah and Israel that erupted after Hamas's terror attack on Israel on October 7th of 2023. Natalie Brand reports from the White House.
In a 10-1 vote, Israel's security cabinet approved a ceasefire deal with Hezbollah in Lebanon, an agreement the U.S. helped broker.
Lasting security for the people of Israel and Lebanon cannot be achieved only on the battlefield. And that's why I directed my team to work with the governments of Israel and Lebanon to forge a ceasefire, to bring a conflict between Israel and Hezbollah to a close.
Under the deal, over the next 60 days, the Lebanese army and state security forces will take control, and Israel will gradually withdraw its remaining forces from Lebanon. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu said he will enforce the agreement, but also warned the Jewish state maintains its right to act against any threat to its security, a message reiterated by the U.S.
If Hezbollah or anyone else breaks the deal and poses a direct threat to Israel, then Israel retains the right to self-defense consistent with international law, just like any country when facing a terrorist group pledged to that country's destruction.
President Biden also said in coming days the U.S. will make another push with partners in the region to try and reach a ceasefire deal in Gaza, hoping the agreement between Hezbollah and Israel provides new momentum.
Hamas has a choice to make. Their only way out is to release the hostages, including American citizens, which they hold.
The Biden administration says it's in communication with the incoming Trump administration. A spokesman says President-elect Donald Trump has been crystal clear that his support for Israel and commitment to peace in the Middle East is steadfast. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Since Hezbollah began firing rockets into Israel after the October 7 terror attacks, 70,000 Israelis have been evacuated from large parts of northern Israel. Over the past few months, the full-blown war with Hezbollah has forced some 300,000 people from their homes in southern Lebanon. Authorities from multiple agencies, including U.S. Customs and Border Patrol, seized a record number of fake Gibson electric guitars. Officials say they intercepted more than 3,000 counterfeit Gibson electric guitars at the Port of Los Angeles. It's the largest seizure of fake musical instruments in history. The guitars would have been worth an estimated $18 million if they were real. With the holiday approaching, authorities are warning consumers to be vigilant, especially when buying online.
Purchase goods directly from the legitimate sources or from the authorized retailer. When shopping online, read seller reviews and check for a working U.S. phone number or address. And pay attention to the costs. If it sounds too good to be true, it probably is.
Officials say counterfeit products are often low quality and can cause injury, and that proceeds are frequently funneled into a wide range of illegal activities, from drug trafficking to human trafficking. Delaware County, Oklahoma authorities are looking for answers in an apparent double murder-suicide involving a mother and her two children. The 3 bodies were discovered in an abandoned vehicle on State Highway 85 and 340 Road east of Ketchum, Oklahoma over the weekend. Authorities now say the mother was 38-year-old Alicia Pena of Tulsa. The children were a 7-year-old girl and a 5-year-old boy. The Delaware County Sheriff's Office believes Pena shot her 2 children before shooting herself. Authorities are still investigating and say they don't know what brought the family to the Grand Lake area. Missouri judge rules a law banning some medical procedures for transgender minors is constitutional. Yesterday's ruling upheld a new state law that bans some gender-affirming health care for minors, such as surgery and medications. Supporters of the ban call the ruling a victory as similar lawsuits in other states continue to play out. Missouri Attorney General Andrew Bailey said in a statement, quote, "I'm extremely proud of the thousands of hours my office put in to shine a light on the lack of evidence supporting these irreversible procedures," end quote. Missouri is among at least 26 states that have adopted laws restricting or banning gender-affirming medical care for transgender minors. Those states include Arkansas and Oklahoma. Lambda Legal and the ACLU of Missouri responded in a joint statement which said in part, the ruling would, quote, "deny transgender adolescents and Medicaid beneficiaries from their right to access to evidence-based, effective, and often life-saving medical care," end quote. The organization says they plan to appeal the ruling. A little later, downtown Joplin shows off some class with some stained glass decorated windows for the holiday.
Plus, we have some rain chances in the forecast. We're going to check that out coming up. Well, it definitely turned out to be an okay Tuesday for us today. Partly sunny skies across the region, temperatures right where they should be for this time of the year. Here's a nice shot of our Indigo Sky Casino and Resort. Of course, our tower cam is just outside of Seneca, Missouri. All right, thankfully, it's not going to be near as cold for us as we get into the overnight hours tonight. Last night, lower 20s. Most of us across the board, low to mid 40s. I think we'll drop back upper 30s. Let's go outside. Here's 7th and range line 46. South winds at about 5 miles per hour. So we are going to have these southerly winds kind of keeping our temps up just a little bit through the overnight hours tonight. But the winds kind of pick up. Not so much tomorrow morning, tomorrow afternoon. We get a cold front that slides through. So we're going to have northerly winds gusting 20 upwards to 25. Not extremely windy, but yeah, it's definitely going to be a breezy across the region. Then the winds will slowly back down as we go through the daytime hours on Thanksgiving into Thanksgiving evening. Clouds have thickened up. We're going to have mostly cloudy skies for us tonight. We're tracking our next storm system out to the north and to our west, so the clouds really getting going western parts of Nebraska, western parts of Kansas, and that's where this wave is coming from. Now, doesn't have a lot of moisture. You can see the kink in the upper level wind flow, so not a lot of moisture. It's not very strong, but it has a pretty good cold front with it, and that's really going to drop our temperatures as we go into Thanksgiving and also all the way through the weekend, actually. All right, let me walk you through the next few days. Tomorrow's a big travel day. Here's 6 a.m., mostly cloudy skies, but some sun. Let's take it to the noon hour. Showers start picking up really from Fort Scott, Nevada north toward Kansas City if you're traveling up there, and then extending out through central parts of Kansas. Could mix with some snow. Showers press southeast into the afternoon. Here's 4 p.m. So from Joplin north over into central Missouri. Showers stick around into the evening hours and then gone. In our general area, areas along and south of I-44, you're mainly going to stay dry. Most of the rain, and again, it's going to be light, 1/10 of an inch, but enough to make the roads wet, will be along and north of I-44. Upper 20s tomorrow night, then we just don't really go anywhere on Thanksgiving. By noon, upper 30s. During the afternoon, I think most of us 42, 43 degrees, and then we plummet for Black Friday morning down into lower 20s, very similar to what we saw this morning. And then temperatures again on Friday, much like what we're going to see on Thursday. 41 in the morning, 53 by noon, high of 56, showers picking up late in the day. Let's look at Thanksgiving, 32 in the morning. But look at this, we stay in the lower 40s throughout the afternoon hours. Now we do have another storm system on Saturday, very weak. Once again, this is going to push in Friday night into Saturday morning, temperatures will be cold enough that we could see snow, mainly affecting our northern counties up toward Kansas City. We'll have to see if this shifts any farther south, but a light glaze of snow through central Missouri. Some areas maybe 1 upwards to 2 inches. So we'll keep our eyes on that as well over the next couple days. All right, let's go 56 on Wednesday. Pair of 43s, Thanksgiving and Black Friday. 48 Saturday, 41 Sunday. In fact, we stay in the 40s for the next week, minus tomorrow. Back into the 50s by the second half of next week.
Sounds like maybe some good days to stay inside, maybe eat some turkey.
And there's a lot of football on too.
Oh, there's that as well. Yeah, good. Thanks, Doug. Downtown Joplin's putting on its holiday finest. The City Hall is lit up for the holiday season, and Visit Joplin features a 4th stained glass winter scene. Scenes adorn the front windows of City Hall and look out onto Main Street and Route 66. City officials say the displays can be viewed during any time of day, but the stained glass effect is best viewed at night. You can see the displays through January 3rd. The Neosho Farmers Market teamed up with some community partners to get into the holiday spirit. This afternoon, the public could come out to the market, take advantage of the Thanksgiving Table Market. It's an event featuring local, farm fresh, and scratch-made goodness for everyone's Thanksgiving table. Visitors could pre-order an array of menu items such as entrees, side dishes, baked goods, and more to be picked up today. For those who missed the pre-order window, well, it's okay. Visitors also had the opportunity to shop a wide selection of fresh-made items such as jellies and fillings, as well as holiday centerpieces. Coming up in sports, high school girls basketball begins in Missouri Plus. Highlights from Missouri Southern men's basketball. Brock Baldridge has those stories and more. You and your family.
Missouri Southern men's basketball has been hot and cold to begin this year. The Lions begin a 2-game homestand before conference play begins next week. Missouri Southern has played well at home this season. The Lions face Mission University, who makes the trip down from Springfield. First half here, Jaden Taylor in transition. Nice bounce pass to Tyreek Brooks. He climbs the ladder, slams it down with 2 hands. More on him later. Southern had trouble finding some momentum here in the first half, but this will help right here. Jaden Taylor finds Justin Duff. He buries the 3-pointer. He had 15 points for the Lions tonight. A few possessions later, Tyreek Brooks again, this time from the corner. He can also shoot the rock from long range. And then it's going to be Brooks again. This time he almost loses the handle, but keeps his shot looking smooth. That's another 3-pointer for Tyreek Brooks. He had team-high 29 points from Missouri Southern tonight. We go to the final seconds of the first half now. Isaiah Atwater at point guard directing traffic, then takes it himself, finds the shot that he wants, gets the floater to go down. Mission kept it close all night, but Missouri Southern pulls away with a 90-85 victory. Meanwhile, the Missouri Southern women's basketball team is enjoying the Thanksgiving holiday in Puerto Rico. Southern played their first game in San Juan earlier this morning. The Lions win that game 74-25. The Lions will be back at it tomorrow morning when they face Interamericana de Puerto Rico. And back over to men's college hoops. The Kansas Jayhawks play on a neutral floor tonight against the 11th-ranked Duke Blue Devils in Las Vegas. KU's won 3 of the last 4 meetings against Duke, and they get another one tonight. KU gets the job done. Kansas wins this game 75-72. A handful of local high school basketball teams from across the 4 states are just getting the basketball season started. Tonight, a pair of former conference teams meet for the first time as non-conference opponents. Carthage pays a visit to Carl Junction. It's the first game of the year for each of these teams. We start things in the first quarter. Nice ball movement here as Kenna Ellison drains this shot from beyond the arc. That gets the CJ Faithful fired up early on. Later in the first, the senior Desi Williams drives hard into the lane with a little Euro step, and that gets that shot to fall. She led CJ with 16 points tonight. Slow start of the game for both of these teams. We head over to the second quarter now. Lauren Choate misses this shot, but Lexa Youngblood is there to get the rebound and the putback. Carthage starts to go on a little bit of a run for the remainder of this game. Jaden Brunner here at the top of the key gets this 3-pointer to go down. She's fired up about that one. We go to the late portions of the third quarter now, and it's Carthage who's going to be on the fast break right here. Here is Lexa Youngblood going coast to coast. She gets to finish that one. She gets a layup, 19 points tonight for Youngblood. Then Lauren Choate transition, stops, and pops in this jump shot. They say ice cream for winners. Lady Tigers start the year 1-0. Carthage goes on to beat CJ 44-31. I always like it when teams start their season before Thanksgiving. It gets the season started. Not a little less lethargic. After the Thanksgiving holiday, of course, because a lot of people like to eat and stuff. So
a lot of people like to. Yeah, we pretty much all like to. We're good to see some people in shape before we get out of shape.
Exactly. So yeah, I always enjoy lots of basketball for the Thanksgiving holidays. Also fun to watch during Thanksgiving as well.
Agreed. We'll be right back. The kids at Fairview Elementary in Carthage got a head start on Thanksgiving with their own version of the Macy's Parade. Kids learned about the history of the parade. Then instead of the traditional balloons that Macy's uses, the kids displayed their original pictures of some of their favorite book characters. Fairview Balloon Parade is the brainchild of a second grade teacher.
They all love drawing and creating art projects, so it's exciting for them to do that. And then it's fun for the younger kids. They get to see that, we get to do this in a few years or next year. And then it's fun for the older kids who have just left that because they get to remember how fun it was for them.
This is the third year of the Fairview Balloon Parade. A lot of fun for those kids. They head into their holiday break soon.
Yeah.
It's a chilly week ahead.
It is. Tomorrow's going to be our warmest day, 56, but mostly cloudy skies, showers pushing in. This is going to be after the noon hour and mainly along and north of I-44. Very light, but it is enough to make the roads wet, especially if you're traveling from Joplin north, northwest, or northeast. And then much cooler for Thanksgiving and Black Friday.
Final sports notes.
Yeah, the Kansas City Chiefs made some roster moves today. They signed kicker Matthew Wright. I know he's been on the team before, so I guess you would say the Chiefs could be down to the third string kicker if you're going to think of it that way.
In essence, yeah. Butker, of course, out for a bit, and his replacement gets hurt, and now they just keep on going. You bet. Thanks for joining us. Don't forget the morning show starts at 5 a.m., and let's make it a great tomorrow.